The Seattle Mariners have acquired right-handed reliever Gregory Santos from the White Sox in exchange for Prelander Berroa, Zach Deloach, and the 69th pick in the MLB Draft. Now, this is a big move for the Mariners and one that's relatively unexpected. I really did think that Prelander was going to be a big part of this bullpen in the future. Zach Deloach was just added to the 40-man roster later last year, and of course, a pick in the draft is something the Mariners were really reluctant to give up most of the time because they're really good at drafting. Let's break down what makes Gregory Santos so good, because the numbers don't necessarily show it, but he is one of the best relievers in all of baseball. First and foremost, this was a Passan bomb who broke this. Passan went on Twitter and mentioned the 69th pick in the MLB Draft, and he said, "A nice trade, if you ask me." Now, Gregory Santos is just 24 years old. He won't be a free agent until after the 2028 season, so the Mariners have him for quite a long time. 2023 was the first time that Gregory Santos really had a big sample size. In 60 games, 66.1 innings pitched, he put together a 3.39 ERA, giving up only 2 home runs, a 1.32 ERA. Plus, he had a strikeouts per 9 of right around 9 and a walks per 9 of 2.3. Now, looking at these numbers here, yeah, there's definitely some good stuff in here, but it's not like he was crazy good. That 1.32 ERA plus is pretty impressive, but you look at like a 3.39 ERA, the strikeouts per 9 at 9 is nothing crazy, the walks per 9 at 2.3 is just alright. But really, it's when you get over to his Baseball Savant page that he is so impressive. His breaking run value was in the 98th percentile. I mean, he had one of the biggest breaks in all of baseball in terms of his off-speed pitches. His fastball velo was in the 98th percentile at 98.8 miles an hour, one of the fastest throwers in all of baseball, and his barrel percentage was in the 100th percentile. Nobody gave up less barrels than Gregory Santos in 2023. Again, Santos has really nice stuff, and he just finally put it all together last year in 2023 after pitching in only 3 games in 2021 and 2 games in 2022. Now, the one that really hurts for the Mariners to give up here is Prelander Berroa, who was 23 years old, almost 24. Also not a free agent until after the 2029 season. Prelander seemed like he had a good chance to be one of the best pitchers in the Mariners bullpen for years to come. But in 2023 for the Mariners in the minor leagues, he had a 2.89 ERA in 43 games. He finished 22 of those games in 65 1/3 innings pitched, and he also put together a 1.286 whip. The big number for Prelander was those strikeouts per 9. In Double-A last year, he was striking out 13.9 batters per 9. He was transferred to a reliever at the beginning of last season, which everyone kind of knew that was going to be the best spot for him. Zach Deloach just really seemed like a man without a position going into 2024, and I didn't really think he was going to make this roster to begin with. He will now have a chance with the Chicago White Sox. He's just over 25 years old, and for the Mariners, he still has yet to make his major league debut. He's an outfielder who bats left and throws right. In 2023, down in Tacoma, Deloach hit 286, 387, 481 with 23 home runs and 88 RBI. Now, these seem like great numbers, but it's the PCL where everybody knows how easy it is to hit. He also put up 173 strikeouts down there in 2023. That's a lot of strikeouts in AAA. And then, of course, you have that 69th pick in the 2024 draft. I mean, giving up picks when you're a win now team, whatever, it is what it is. And when it comes to winning now, I really think that's what this trade is about for the Seattle Mariners. Deloach probably isn't that big of a deal when you have all these other quad A outfielders like Taylor Trammell on your roster as well. So I would have assumed that one of Deloach or Marlowe or Taylor Trammell was going to go this offseason anyway. All right, so Deloach was traded. It is what it is. Maybe he goes on to have an okay career, but he really didn't factor into this roster this year. Prelander is somebody who we thought could factor in. Big strikeout stuff, amazing stuff, but not great command for Prelander Berroa, and I think that's really what sets him apart from someone like Gregory Santos. I feel like in the future, Prelander could have been Gregory Santos, but at basically the same age, Gregory Santos is already there. He's going to be making the league minimum, of course. He's not going to be a free agent until after 2028, so you have him for the next 5-6 years. In my opinion, this is a good trade. It might feel like a bit of an overpay depending on what happens with Prelander Berroa and whoever the White Sox draft, but this is a move that a win-now team makes. A move that a team that is planning to contend in 2024 has to go out there and make, especially with all the subtractions from this bullpen. Now, we talked a little bit about his breaking balls here. Let's take a look at the breaking balls from Gregory Santos and just see how nasty they are. In 2023, his best pitch was his slider. He had a 196 batting average against that pitch with an exit velocity of just 87.5 miles an hour, a 2,524 spin rate on that pitch with a whiff percentage of 37.5%. Obviously his put away pitch. This slider is ridiculous for Gregory Santos. And if you look at the comparable pitchers to Gregory Santos, who do you notice in here but Justin Topa, someone who also had a nasty slider. Now, he also threw his sinker 458 times in 2023. It had a 343 batting average against it. So that is a pitch that you would like to see him probably work on a little bit. And with the Mariners pitching lab, I wouldn't be shocked to see this be a power pitch for him in 2024. But overall, Gregory Santos, 4-pitch pitcher they have on here, but he only threw 23 four-seam fastballs and 15 changeups. So we're just going to go with him being a 2-pitch pitcher with a sinker and a slider, a 100-mile-an-hour sinker and a 92-mile-an-hour slider. When the Mariners go out to work on this guy's slider along with his fastball, I could certainly see the Justin Topa-like performance out of him, or even better in 2024, because let's be honest, he was really, really good in 2023. The Mariners pitching lab putting all of this here together with the MLB percentile rankings. Could you imagine the possibilities that come with adding this guy to your roster? I know it feels like an overpay to give up Prelander Berroa, but if I'm being honest with you, this makes the Mariners better in 2024, and there's no question about it. He is a back end of the bullpen reliever, a guy who you can pair with Andres Munoz and Matt Brash, who honestly helps shorten the games for you in 2024. The Mariners pitching staff is already incredible, and they just made it even better. Now, obviously, the biggest trade lately has been the Jorge Polanco trade, and I broke that trade down on this video on the screen. Now go ahead and check that one out. I appreciate you guys watching this one, and go Mariners.